Welcome. The Helpful Tips Show is on at 7 p.m. Tuesday and Thursday on the KeyWebCo YouTube channel. I am your host, Roger Keyserling, owner of KeyWebCo, where we make websites, we have social media feeds. As a matter of fact, we have our daily edition newspaper you should check out, new every 24 hours. We have eCom Tips Podcast, where we transmit our daily Facebook Live show and our Tuesday and Thursday show. You're always welcome to check out keywebco.net and keywebco.com for great shopping and so much more. I'm glad you are here with us today at Helpful Tips via eCom Tips Podcast. We have many shows and we even have apps. Check out our Recipes for You app. It's awesome and we're glad you're here. Welcome. Well, hello everybody. I hope I made it in. Can you guys hear me okay? This is a completely new network that I am doing. Our show is starting, but I'm going to do a little tech testing and stuff before we get underway here. This is new. I'm using a different network. This is interesting. I'm looking at a place called D Live down here. That's where I'm. You hear me? Good deal. You're over there on Twitch. That name, it bothers me. I don't know why. It just does. It bothers me. I don't like that name. All right, let's say. Oh, yeah, and I'm seeing all the data here, too. Let's see. Hello, I think I wrote. Okay, well, that's good. That means I can chat here also. on another network, so we've got a couple. I have a couple people that every once in a while on D Live pop in. I guess they get notifications, but they don't really do following the same. Oh, that's cute. Little emoji con in there. But this is what's going on. I hope there's no background noise. It's been a while since I've done a stream. So let me check my settings and everything here, guys. I've got to make sure everything's working right. We are now streaming to 4 networks out of 6 that I have still installed. I've taken off Facebook. I took off YouTube. They're still there, but I've taken them off the settings, and I took off a couple other networks too. They just no traffic on them, so no reason to stream to them. My camera's a little messed up. But this is my first run streaming on my actual website, that is keywebco.net. I believe I may have. I spent most of the day working on it on my website and on this stream, and I believe that I may actually have kind of gotten it together a little bit with a couple people that are on YouTube and one that is on Restream that is kind of helping me sort my code issue. I kind of have a code problem, but we're going to get that sorted because I really need my YouTube back. The thing is, there was a little change to the way I had things set up from the way I ran it all the way up until just recently. And the way I had it set up just does not work anymore. And I was on a different YouTube channel too. Now I'm on a one that's different through Restream, that is a live streaming network. And it's actually to make sure there's no games or anything. It's really for just these kind of shows. So there was a few changes. So I'm explaining why I haven't been on YouTube for about a week, and I haven't really been able to do much of anything. Now, I don't know if anybody really knows that I'm even doing this tonight, because I just kind of got it sorted yesterday. Perfect Finds has done a great job getting the word out on Facebook, because I'm not on there right now. I've been also busy with my other network. The one that is actually getting me a lot of engagement, not so much on business selling kind of groups, but in blogging, which actually is kind of a business group, because eventually, as a matter of fact, I got some good guidance today in there, is a network called MeWe. I have to think of these names because I've never been on that one until today. It's MeWe, and I've already gotten a lot of engagement. People have looked at my stuff from there without. A lot of the groups I joined there, I made sure I joined groups that were all don't post your links. There's one day a week where you can share your blogs. The rest of the time we're just talking. Same with the cooking groups. Don't share your recipes except one day a week. The rest of the time, if you cook something, you can copy your recipe, show pictures of it. In other words, no self-promotion of it. It's actually in there to work. And I do better in those kind of environments than selling environments, because I end up selling more there. Because people get to know who I am, and then they go see what I do, and then they find out I can do this and that, and then all of a sudden I get paid. And that's fine. I am not trying to use social media to sell products. I never really did. I've always used the computer. This is all at the very beginning, before I've even gotten into the show. I want to talk about these things for a moment. My business strategies and what I do has totally changed. My objective is for advertisement from some affiliate clicks, but that's not even the main one. That's one that I'm putting on the sidelines to make a little money on the sly. My main objective, of course, is to sell websites and services. All kinds I can do, but mostly what I like to do is make websites and graphics. So that's what I'm trying to do. I might as well make money doing something I enjoy. I'm going to monetize YouTube. It's just a matter. I really don't have to live stream there to monetize it. To be very frank with you, a majority of the views I get, and not the likes and engagement, that's still live, but a majority of the views that I get, and that's all they care about it for the money, is The actual ones that I make on my little phone and devices, where I use graphics and I do an explanation video, those get thousands of views. The live shows that I do, some of them do very well. I had one with like 800 likes or so on it. I mean, certain things I do take off. But most of these shows that I do on YouTube, it's not on YouTube that they're watched. They get seen because it's a YouTube video, but it's in my blogs. It's in, it was on Facebook. A lot of people would watch on Facebook. I did have a lot of Twitter engagement on them, but I don't know the number, so I don't want to claim that. I have a lot of Twitter engagement, so that's could be just normal engagement. So I just wanted to give a little update while I'm kind of waiting to see if anyone shows up, because I am early. It is not even 7 o'clock. So I'm just kind of lollygagging. I don't have that little pre-show chat thing that I used to do, because it was kind of silly. I'd sit there and talk for 20 minutes before the show would start, and everyone would be, enjoying the conversation. Then I'd do my show, and then the show would grow on, and then people would wait all the way to the end of the show to ask questions, and it just made the night very long. By the way, I'll make some announcements further on too, but since we're here at the very beginning, one of the new changes is if you watch my shows on YouTube, and they're on Twitch too for 14 days, I think. That's kind of weird. I'm used to YouTube them staying there. But if you've watched them, you'll notice they get kind of long and lengthy and complicated. And with the engagement, with the conversations in these live shows on YouTube, which is normally okay. I normally have quite a few people. Not a whole lot, but, like quite a few people chatting and watching. I'm wanting to actually bring those people to my website, not YouTube. Because if it's streaming to YouTube anyway, I really don't need the live engagement on YouTube. I need it on my website. It's much more important that people be on my website than YouTube, if it's getting the views on YouTube already. See, when you do networking, the whole name of one of my businesses, Key Web Co., meaning key to the web company, but in that same breath is keywebco.net. We're going to talk about that in a little bit later too. But keywebco.net is a network. It's my Key Web Co network. It's not one store. It's all my stores. It's not one group of people talking. It's several groups of people talking. It's not one person working on blogs, another person working on websites. All those things are all put together, and I'm trying to make a system in there that is very cheaply priced, because I don't like to charge a lot of money. I want to make a system in there that's very cheaply priced, where I can have people just come to the website, chat right there on my pages. If they want to talk to me, I can do a private live stream. I've almost figured out how to embed my Zoom in a room where you have to have a password to get in. Pretty secure, right? So I want to set it up so everything that's taking place with my life is on my own website. There's no reason for me to have all these different places I go. I can do everything from one central location, especially when I have everything available there. And we'll talk about that again a little bit later on in the show. I'm kind of waiting to see if anyone else chats over on Twitch, because I doubt it. I don't really have followers there. I've got almost 1,000 on YouTube and nothing really on Twitch, because I never used it. I always stream there, but no engagement, nobody going over there and liking, and so I'm gonna have to do that now. Won't take long. I mean, it took what, 9 months for the number of subscriptions I got. 2 people are trying to log in. Lovely. Little glitches, trying to work it out. Yeah, it's new. Don't anyone get frustrated. It's on Twitch. I was asking Perfect Fights, hey, where's this button? How do you friend? Oh, I guess it's a little pop-up window. I had no clue what was going on. First time I'd ever really looked at Twitch, because I've always done everything on YouTube or Facebook. So I would go to Facebook to make comments like, you guys that are trying to get on there, you made it, Lee. By the way, there's a lot of stuff that I learned in the last week where I wasn't playing around helping people on Facebook, screwing around with these groups, wasting time. Not my groups, of course. You made it. Awesome. So I've learned an enormous amount. If you look, well, obviously, you probably went to keywebco.net to find the show and stuff. It will take you a week to go through all the different things on all the different pages and just figure out, oh my gosh, what's this little thing over here? And you click it and poof, you're in a chat box. I put a whole bunch of stuff in. Well, I learned a lot of stuff this week too, because I wasn't, talking to people except for, a couple people. I'm going to get off the screen because we've been on this for a while. But where I'm at right now tonight is D Live. It's a little high over there again from D Live. They've got all kinds of things in here. I can get lemons. I don't even know what that is. I'll have to look it up. Let's see. Let's do a lemon. Let's see what that is. Unknown error. Okay, I must have to be streaming on D Live's network directly to use that. Let me see. I have 11 points. So let's say get lemons. Let's see. Oh, I have to buy them. Oh, I guess this is a way for you to get paid. Cool. I'll have to integrate this one in too. But I've learned a lot of stuff. Learned a lot of stuff this week where I wasn't playing around on Facebook. And I've got something really, really special that I have to send private messages to everyone about. I don't really want you to go looking through the site right now because we're streaming live for the first time. There you can actually pop over on your phone and be watching on Twitch or whatever the network is and be looking at the computer separately. And we'll do that sometime. But tonight, you don't have to do that if you're watching the computer. So I'll have time to actually chat one-on-one back and forth. I'm going to embed Zoom into a page with a password. I don't want it just general streaming all over the place like I'm doing these. And it might not a paid password. Just you'll have to have a password. I'll change it all the time. So I've got a private place where if someone needs to Zoom, just like I have a private place for the business bundle, we'll talk about that later. But there'll be a place that if someone wants to just talk to me one-on-one, I'll have Zoom embedded on my site. So instead of having to say, okay, go to Zoom, like in some message chat thing, it could be in the public chat on my page and say, oh, go to this page. I'll talk to you in Zoom. Here's the code. I can put it in. I'll change it 5 minutes after we're done. No big deal. I love this. I love the private member pages. That's new to my websites. Let me tell you a little story. Let's move on to the next screen. I've been looking at the screen way too long. I'm happy to be back live again. By the way, this is a place where you put your business links in. You can do that on any site or any place that you are. I'm going to make sure that all my members have the 3 primary sites that are pretty awesome to use for the chat and all the little extra things. But the most important 2 sites are YouTube and Twitch. Facebook, even after I get back on, and I'm going to tell you my Facebook story now that we're here on Put Your Social Media Links In. Facebook has really ticked me off on several occasions, and in this time, they've really done it to me. I'll go ahead and tell you the Facebook story, but you can put your links in here. Ah, you made it. Lovely, lovely. Every time I'm going to be at keywebco.net. It may be Twitch. Most of the time I think I'm going to use. Even after I have YouTube backlinked, you can leave your comments on YouTube if you're watching there. But if you're on my website, I'm not going to be feeding it to YouTube. There's a lot of changes coming in January to YouTube. A couple people that I know that have 18,000, more than 18,000. One is 190,000, but the one I talked to the most has 18,000 followers. And they told me that YouTube is so going to change in January that unless you just have enormous monetization, basically you're going to be buried and it's going to go away. Not kicked off like a lot of people are saying, I don't think, but I'm not putting my eggs in any social media basket. There'll be a whole show about that. But I will be back on Facebook, I believe. I am not off permanently. there is a disabled account, and then there is a permanently disabled account. My account is still disabled, even though it exceeds a week. Bothers me greatly. So I called a friend of mine at Microsoft that I call all the time. I had him look. You know, he does coding for all these companies. So I had him look, and he said, well, your account's a mess. And I said, why? No violations, nothing. My accounts are perfect. My YouTube, 0 hits, perfect. All of my accounts. I've only had 2 major issues on Facebook. They were a couple years ago. One was my birthday, and there was a birthday song in a post I made that I missed. Got kicked off on my 50th birthday. Really pissed me off for 3 days. Just where I couldn't do video. I could type, but I couldn't do video, and I was supposed to do a show on Facebook for my birthday, on my 50th birthday. I was pissed. But I was off for 3 days. And then Christmas, that same year, I did the same mistake. 2 months later, I was like, oh my gosh, I did the same thing. So you know what? I deleted the app I used to make those. Now I get to choose if the music's there before it creates. So that's the only 2 issues. Those, nothing. That's not. Then I've been hearing, oh, he spams. No, I don't spam. I have exact numbers of exactly how many posts I can put on, exactly how many pages I have, and exactly how to do it. Been doing it for years. No drama at all. So my account is great. Now, why am I off? A couple reasons. First and primary reason is about 8-9 months ago, I got hacked and I lost 23 pages. The average number of followers was 18,000. It makes me sick. $20,000 in almost 6 years of investment in advertisement on Facebook to build those pages. I was hacked. I had access to my personal page, but none of my businesses. Believe it or not, most of those pages are still live on Facebook. Isn't that funny? With my brands all over them and copyrighted logos, etc., etc., etc. Next part. So we get to about a week and a half ago. Not quite that long, a week and a day or 2 ago. And it's about 4 in the afternoon. I'm posting away like I always am. Commenting, not posting items, but commenting in different groups. All of a sudden, poof, gone. It's just like, oh, you're off, log in. It's like, oh, no, you're temporarily on hold. Show your ID and stuff. Well, it didn't show me that the first day. I saw that the next day when I logged in. So I do my ID thing. And a week goes by and still no data, no data, no data. No change either on my status. No messages of any kind. I had to use backdoor information to find out anything. But even after I get back on Facebook, I am not going to invest any money or efforts into it except for the normal marketing that you would normally do. The posts that I normally do. And I'm only going to have 1 page. And guess where that page is going to lead? To any of my businesses or stores or blogs or anything like I used to do. Keywebco.net, because it's my own network. In other words, I don't need it. My sales have increased by a very small percentage, by 4%, since I have been off Facebook. This week and 2 days I've been off Facebook, I've had a 4% increase in sales. A 2% drop in what you would call general traffic. Mine's more specific than that. Only a 2% drop in traffic. Now that's to my sites, the things that matter. Not chatting on Facebook, but the actual business. 2% drop. 4% increase in sales, 2% drop in traffic. That's irrelevant. So basically my business stays the same. The reason that the sales increased is I was able to spend time and actually do some Google indexing and backlinking, the stuff I don't really spend a whole lot of time doing because I've done it for years. I'm pretty well set. So just giving you my little Facebook story, because people ask, and if anyone asks you, that's why it is. I still have done nothing wrong, but I've been off. I lost all that money, all those pages, had to make 10 new pages. I just trimmed it down. I deleted some businesses I was doing there. I made 10 new pages. They were growing, booming, doing very well, looking nice. I don't even know if they're there. I'm not even going to look if I go back. I'll just turn them all off. I'm going to have one page goes to my own network. My personal page to my own network. I'll have one business page. It just go to my own network. And I probably won't be on Facebook except to engage in the groups. Now, helpful tips. They're probably curious about that. We're going to be on these sections for a while. I got a lot to fill you guys in on. Helpful tips. Helpful tips is going to remain, of course, on Facebook, but it's actually at keywebco.net. I'll make it much nicer, like hotel landing page kind of thing. You check in with receptionists. I'll have a little banner, and this is of course a private page. I'll have a little banner going across telling you all the notifications of what's going on this week and all the new current news. You don't need to be listening to me tell you this stuff on stream. You just pop in. Yeah, it's nuts. It's nuts. I've spent $20,000 investing in there. Doesn't have any hits except the two I mentioned. I know what my hits are. I looked up. I have lawyers chomping at the bit for me to sue them. The reason that is, and I'll go ahead and spill some memes. The reason that is, you know that little dragon that you see in the background of all my websites, the one I put the fire on, it actually has a tongue originally. That is a vector that I own directly from the artist that created it. There are people stealing it right and left that I have been registering every sale they make for the last 4 years because I own it completely from the artist. Copyrights and all. I love Twitch, isn't it great? Copyrights and all. You know why I have that information, don't you? Every single Keywebco dragon, of course they call it whatever, but everything that's based on that green dragon that you see online that is for sale, and every sale that they have ever made, that's my money. Lawsuit in and out of court in moments. It's copyrighted, not just vector purchase, but pure copyright. Man, I don't want to go into too much details, but I have friends in Hollywood, guys. I'm old. I've been around a long time. As a matter of fact, Viacom is something that I'm very familiar with. I used to work with them, but I have to be careful there. But I used to work with them. There's a Draco the Dragon animation cartoon teaching kids about safety. You may have seen a little clip of that somewhere. Well, that's mine. There's a whole series being made. If we can pitch that, and there's friends of mine that are doing it, if we can actually get that pitched, it'll be on TV. Then I'll be sitting pretty. I have like 20 different projects like that I don't discuss on Facebook. Why? Because I'm on Facebook. You can tell I am so relieved. You guys, you know how much work I got done this week without screwing around? It's amazing how much more time I had. Well, that's enough about the Facebook drama. Let's move on and get this show going here, guys. Now, I'm just going to hang out and we're going to talk and scroll through these shows. My shows are different here than they are. We are on my website now, even though, yeah, we're using Twitch. This is my website we're on. So we're going to have fun with this. This is my page. You can tell I love it. I don't care. I don't use this to make money. If it makes money over on YouTube, it's going to be from replays. It's never been from live views. All I have to do is have 1,000 subscribers and enough watch hours. I'll get the 1,000 subscribers. I think I'm only like 10 or 20 away now. But, or maybe 50 away now. But the watch hours, I don't have enough. I need people to actually watch these things on YouTube. I'm done with the big companies, guys. We're going to pick up. That's another thing I'm going to talk about a little bit later. We're going to pick up all the little companies that are competing with the monsters, and I put those all into my network. And I'm going to teach you how to use them all. It's much better to be a big fish in a small pond. And trust me, I have already jumped into a few ponds that are brand new to me, and I'm doing very well. I also called up some old things that I had sitting around. Oh, look, I got 50,000 followers over here. I forgot about that place. So I'm going to teach you how to use those things that I just kind of forgot about because I hadn't used them in a while. So this is going to be a lot of fun playing around with these other networks. Facebook is not getting cut off, though. I believe that Perfect Finds is the moderator. Perfect Finds will probably just run a Facebook helpful tips group. It just had to be very simple. Everything leaking over to the website where it all exists. Next scene. All right, this is the question and answer section. Since we do have, yes, it was for a few things. Yeah, probably some buffering and stuff. I have all these settings set for a different network. I have to actually go look up Twitch and see what their frame rates are and all that to adjust, because I know this is probably too high res for what I'm doing. These are different settings from what I had before, but I've been pretty busy. So I'll get that, so that's improved. I need to redo some calibrations. It's amazing I even got this thing to work today, and then I embedded it in a site. So if you have questions, this is a good time to ask the questions. It can be about anything, but we're going to skim through this because you guys can ask questions anytime. The chat is not disappearing tonight. If it does, we'll go back. So at any time throughout the rest of the show, we won't be on here all night or anything, but at any time throughout the rest of the time we're on here, feel free to ask a question about anything you want. All right, let's see what this scene is about. This is my helpful cooking tips section. Basically, in this section, normally I would give a moderator a link. If you are buffering, it says the Twitch site and change the toggle. Okay, what? If you are buffering, it says go to the Twitch site and change the toggle to little latency. Yep, I'm pretty sure. See, I'm almost sure. I looked at that briefly. Roger, are you gonna help me with Twitch? I don't know. I'm new on Twitch, but it's fun. I can help. I can learn this stuff pretty quick, what I don't know. And there's a group. Just all you have to do is go over to keywebco.net. I have a public chat on my page if you want to use that, or you can go down to the bottom of the page and you can send me a private message. You'll put your email in, and if I'm not live at the same time, you just emails. Yes, you get. Okay. All right. So this is the helpful tip section. So for cooking. So in here, what you do is you just go to keywebco.net, hit blogs, look for the cooking tips on, I believe the one that I'm using in this video. I did this a week and a half ago. I believe this is the one for pastas. Macaroni and cheese and pastas. So, but I have a lot in there. So just go look at the blogs at keywebco.net, and I would actually, we're dropping frames. Yeah, I just saw a notification here too. Plus, by the way, this is big news. We have a major storm coming in that is hitting us as we speak, and I am uplinked via satellite only, so I'm not surprised we're a little crappy tonight. All right. Next scene. Let's see what this is. This is the update. Now, I don't think we're going to get a number there, but you should get my YouTube subscription number, but I have YouTube disconnected, so I really doubt. Oh, wait. Yeah, no, that's not correct. That's my sample goal. Since I've disconnected my YouTube channel for the moment, fingers crossed I'll have YouTube back by Tuesday. It's a tech issue. The goal, I don't know what my YouTube subscriber level is, but let's go look real quick. This is the point of this one scene. I should do it, right? So let's go over to YouTube. By the way, it's the KeyWebco YouTube channel, which nothing is streaming to. Not at this moment. I have not. I have less subscribers than I thought. I have 916 subscribers, so I'm still about 100 away from 1,000. But even after I hit 1,000, I need more watchers. See, there's nothing streaming here. I have uploaded. Let's see. You see, those are uploads. My uploads. All right, let me give you an example. My live daily vlog that I did 4 days ago. Oh, no, wait. No, that's an upload. Hold on, let me go. Okay. My last live stream on YouTube had 17 views 2 weeks ago. The one before that had 14, 12, 28. Okay, there's some with hundreds, but that's the average. Now let's look at my most recent, which is a week, half the time ago, of a daily vlog, just in my car, where I put some little graphic over it. 10 views. Half the time. 4 days ago, 9 views. 1 week ago, just a little short video, 23 views. Now let's do one that I've actually made, like, this is YouTube numbers, just to give you an idea of why I'm not overly concerned what network I'm on. Let me see. I want to give you the right numbers here. I've got to find the right things here. Where is it? Where is it? Well, I'll just do the video at the top. 1 week ago, 23 views on this short little video, which actually is my podcast narration for my eCom Tips podcast and the beginning of this show. You saw the little clip I put at the beginning. 23 views, I put it in a week ago. And I've been off Facebook for a week. Imagine that. Exact same number of views on YouTube, regardless if I'm on Facebook or not. As a matter of fact, a little bit higher by percentile as I scroll back. Some numbers went astronomical. Like here's one. 1 month ago, I had a 29-minute stream, which is very short for me, had 516 views. And then one before it was in my car that same day, had 499 views. Basically, most of my streams have had, if they are a month or so older, most of them have had about 300 to 400 or 500 views. Now, where are those views coming from? Those are coming from replays. They're coming from my RSS feeds that send out anything I upload or I stream. So where is the value coming from? Is it coming from me doing live shows on YouTube and getting a lot of engagement in there and maybe getting it monetized? Eventually, yes, once it's monetized. But until it's monetized, it doesn't matter where it is. So why not give myself the amount of time that it will take to get the extra 2,000, only halfway to my point of watching hours. I need 2,000 more hours of watching videos on YouTube to monetize after I get my 1,000 subscribers. Well, it took me almost a year to get the 2,000 I have. So, as I'm building YouTube, I'm making all my efforts over there. You know, I'm going to do that. I'm going to get that monetized. I'm going to build things there. But that same 6 months to a year that it's taken me to do that and actually make it have some value, why not have everyone go to my own website and use different smaller networks to help build those up, as well as it's all in my own one site. You can go on my site from page to page to page, and everything you need is there. You need help or information reference material, you hit my apps page. All the data is there. You need to talk to me, boom, you hit my Zoom section. We schedule a little time. We pop in. Hey, what's going on? Let me take over your computer. But okay, that's how I fixed it. You'll never have that problem again. Bye. See you later. You just saved yourself 3 or 4 weeks worth of research, because I'll go in and show you something very hard that's not hard if you really just know what button to push. And there's a lot of stuff like that online. So I got charged buckets of money years ago because I didn't know what button to push. So I remembered all that. And then I figured out, hey, you know what? If I take this button and I put them together and then add another system to it and then add this button, I can do so much more. And that end result is what you see at keywebco.net. That's the beginning of the actual network structure of that website. It will change a little bit. I'll have to trim it down. It's a little heavy. Of course, it's heavy. It's loaded with stuff. But I'll trim it down, combine some pages, and make some private pages. So it's going to be a lot of fun. All right, well, that's our live stream update. Let's see what the next window is. This is my blog section. Basically, in here, what I would normally do, I'm not really sure why the middle thing is not there. Crap. Over the very center of the screen is supposed to be a little video that is showing you the steps of how to write a blog. but obviously it's not there. So I guess we'll just move on through this section to the next one. Now we'll talk a little bit about video marketing. That is what I'm talking about in a nutshell. You can see how I'm stringing you guys down the social media ladder here. I'm griping about Facebook because I haven't been dropping with it. I'm still use it. If I get on it, I'll still use it because it's the best one out there. And yes, it is the best one out there for what it does in one spot. But I've discovered over years, and this is why I was messing with these other sites 6 years ago. I saw that I was starting to mess. We're dropping a lot of frames. We have a lot of storm coming. I saw that 6 years ago when I was at eBay, corporate eBay, in that meeting, the one that everyone talked about. Well, then there are a few other times. But when I was there was a few social media experts that I got to talk to that I wouldn't have had access to otherwise. So I want to thank eBay for that. So they showed me basically what they knew of social media, which was a lot. But the problem is with what they knew, eBay always is a mess. They have a whole bunch of people doing a whole bunch of different things when you only really need one person to tell several people what to do. So they have one Facebook person, they have one person working over here on Twitter, and one person working over here. No one ever got their lines of communication proper. Well, I saw that. You know, I like systems. I do systems analysis. I like doing that. So I saw the system in which their corporate structure was, which, you know, is common. Their structure's not that different than most. And I saw that a better line of communication between the two would improve efforts. So I started looking into software. The first one that I ran across that was any good at all, and it's still the one I use today because I used a bunch and all of them were crap, was IFTTT. That is, if this happens, then that happens. This is the major headache that everyone gets from me, and they all hate me for it. But then after they figure it out, they go, oh my God. Once you learn IFTTT, you're not going to start with that. You're going to use a few of the little tools in there to play with at the beginning. But once you have your website and your multiple platforms and your affiliate links and your blog is very important. Perfect Finds probably loves that I said that. But blogs are very important. But after you have all those tools in your microsites and you learn the systems, then what you're going to do is you're going to see these pieces and puzzles that you've made. And you're going to use, oops, I dropped something. I dropped my fidget spinner. You're going to have a fidget spinner. Then you're going to use IFTTT to network those together. Key Web Company, key to the web. You're going to use those to network those systems together, including social media sharings and everything else, because that munches a lot of time. Well, once you have all those pieces and you start using these pieces and sharing those networks together, you're going to combine that into your own website. Now, it doesn't matter how big or small this system is. I'm talking about my size system. But you can do everything my size system does, everything that my size system does, on a very small scale, with the tools that are free or almost free already made for you. And we're going to get onto that now. Apps. Now, I'm not going to talk about the apps. That's just playing in the background. But my page has the apps with all the tools you need that I'm talking about. But here's how it goes, guys. You're going to take all of these networks and systems that you built, a little bit of free apps here, and a little bit of ads me microsites there, and a little YouTube video here that you gave a good lesson, a bunch of people liked. Good SEO on that item. Your blog that you combined, we're dropping frames again too. That storm must be bad out there. Your blog that you are combining sales with literature, or sales with video, or sales with recipes, or sales with personal help training, or sales with a training program, or sales with website services. You're combining all that into blogs, and blogs are where you get discovered the easiest, but not the best. Talking directly to the computer using triggers like RSS feeds. That's the best communication with the computer, and that's what I do. But I'll teach you some of those little things. You can't do it right off the bat. They'll help you a lot. But for you and for what I do now more than the feeds, because I don't have products that I need to really peddle. Pinterest does my product peddling. It always has. Facebook is where I built my business and reputation and my ability to network people together and get to know people. But if you looked at my LinkedIn or any of the other sites that I have, it's much bigger because I've had them longer. I've only been on Facebook since 2010. I hate Facebook. I hate it. But I knew I had to have it for my business. My first social media chat was AOL chat rooms. You know, where you'd go in and you'd find people in similar interests and you'd start talking. That's the internet that I remembered and started with. So I like that. You put your interest up. The people that are interested come in there and talk to you after you're done with them. Bye-bye. I like that. But it's not good for business. It's not good for programming people and cultures and societies, which of course is what the internet is designed to do. Don't like to hear that, but that's the truth. And it's good for e-commerce. So I'm going to tell you, you've made all these networks. You're going to combine those eventually after you know how to use machine language without needing to know code. That's why I teach IFTTT. Otherwise, you got to do coding. That's hard. I do that too, but I'm not going to teach that ever. I'll teach you how to do it. Yeah, AOL 2.5. Oh, I remember. Bing, 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 bing. And then you get kicked off. And then it would do it again. Oh, gosh, I remember that. And that little triangle. First, it was just a little, what was it first? It was a bar scrolling for a while. And then I remember it had that big triangle with that ugly circle on it. Just the awful color. Then they tried to make it swish. We're talking about the AOL logo, guys. But, you know, that is rudimentary communication. Now, why do I bring up something so outdated that makes no relevance today? Any system that you look at, including economics, business, sourcing products, SEO, data, code, anything that you look at in e-commerce or in life or period, all developed from a rudimentary system of one form or another. Now, I don't know if this is the true story, but to get my point across, I'm going to tell you the story. Music. How did music start? Probably somebody hit a rock on a log and it made a neat sound, so they did it again. And then they hit another place and they noticed a different sound. Then they went back and forth and they go, oh, that's kind of neat. That's the rudimentary, it might not be, but that's the rudimentary structure of music. And it just gets more and more complicated. And then it breaks down and changes, and then old music is offensive and nice, and then the books get burned. You see what I'm telling you? But it all stems back to those rudimentary elements. And what is a network? A network is a place that everything comes into. It's a network. It's a web that goes out, but there's normally a central nexus to almost all networks. If you think of your business, if your business plan, your product that you're trying to sell, even if it's a fidget spinner, which you should never sell, you never make a dime, whatever you're trying to do, if you break it down to its most rudimentary components, and soon you'll discover in business, the most rudimentary component of a business is an exchange, a barter, and that is a network. One person with another person. This is why I hate that eBay changed. eBay was a rudimentary system. Rudimentary systems are good because they are pure and uncorruptible, so to speak. You had a consumer and a buyer, you had a consumer and a buyer, and then you had the network or the transition in between, which was the platform. Both sides equal. It didn't matter which was doing what. And the exchange of data and information was shared and equal to no matter what was put in. It's called a community-based platform. eBay is now a product-to-consumer platform. The equation now is you have a consumer, and you have a consumer catalog, and then you have suppliers. Because if you are selling on any product catalog, you are a glorified supplier paying them money. You might not like to hear these things, but this is the way the real world works. Mercari, I love it. Mercari is still sort of a product catalog, but it is not designed to be a product catalog where they are making advertisement dollars on particular products, where they are selling products, where they are integrating into Google search and getting kickbacks for this certain terms. And do you understand? They're playing the app game. That's just kind of what my network likes to do. I love apps more than anything. Why do you think we're sitting here on an app page where I put all my data? Those aren't true apps, by the way. The AdsMe microsites are, but the ones that you're seeing on my page generally are just flipboards, but they're copies of the apps. It works just like it, so I call them apps. They're magazines. I call them apps because I made them like it. But, so, to move on, I'm about ready to move on to the next topic. So here we are. I'm making a network. I'm going to teach you how to make a network. You're going to learn how to do it, not the way I do it, but the way of what you need. And remember, I told you, I've got this big, huge monster system. That's what you should do because it gives you diversity. But if you don't have diversity, if you're limited, like I have 18,000, oh, please don't tell me you have 18,000 spinners. But if you told me that, I would say, okay, this is what we've got to do. You've got to cut your overhead to $0. Now, here I am talking about these big integrated systems and embedding and networks, and that's what I'm encouraging you to do because that's what you really need. But if you can't do that, I can teach you how to take something that like this, which is a dead horse. I would prefer you have something worthwhile because that makes it easy. But let's say that's all you've got. You've got no budget and you have tons of this. I mean, tons. Let's say you have millions of them. I've got no budget and I have millions of these and there's no demand. What do I do? You have to make a demand. So what little budget you do have has nothing to do with what platform you sell it on or how much your websites cost, because I can get you that all for free, including all of the networking, the IFTTT, all these sites. Everything I'm talking about, I can show you how to do that for free. I do it all the time. That's how I started. How? You want to go, how? How can you have zero overhead? That means no eBay, no Amazon, none of them, none of it, none of it. Well, that's not true exactly. You would have sites that don't cost money, except for after the fact. Okay, you would not have eBay. You would not have, you could have Amazon, but you would not have eBay because you wouldn't want to be paying listing fees and all the bullshit crap. Sorry. I'm bitter. But you don't want to waste your money because you have none and you have a product with almost no demand. You can't afford to build a lovely website or any of that. You can't pay me the $225 to make it for you. Okay? So what do I tell you to do? I tell you to do it for free. Go to PayPal and get the little PayPal thing where you can put a price. You're not going to be able to do coupon codes or any of that other drama, but you just put a price, a PayPal buy it button, so to speak. And then you go to the same place that I'm building my big fancy smancy websites on. The same place that eventually you'll evolve, because I started exactly like I'm telling you to do right now. You get a little website. Now, I did mine on a different system, but I'm telling you how to do it here for free. You get a little website, and the website consists, you have no money, so you get your images from Pixabay where it doesn't cost anything. You have me do that because I'll do your images for free. If I know you, I'll do them for free. Or you can pay me in my services. So, basic stuff. So, you get your logo, you get your image. I have apps for that. You probably saw them scrolling by. All this is free stuff in here. So you use my apps, you get your logos, you get your pictures, you get just your business figured out. And the most important thing you have that I can't give you, and this you'll have to discover on your own, I will give you guidance to get it, because that's all anyone can do. But then you're going to have your catchphrase. Now, I just call it a catchphrase, but it means much more than that. It's your business plan is entirely designed for one phrase. Why should I buy this? What value do you have? What are you offering? Whatever that draw in that's going to make them want to see more and push that button and buy whatever it is from you, you have to discover that. That is what most gurus try to say. Oh, I just do this. They're just giving you some opinion. They don't know crap. Okay? It's something that you have to have, because you have to get on and show the world that this is why this fidget spinner that you can't even have in New York, that's bad for you, or whatever it is. Guess what? We have a new use for it. You go get a bottle of wine and you drink it, because you have 18 million of these. You don't know what to do with it. But then after you're done drinking the bottle of wine, you cut the cork into little pieces and you super glue them on both sides, and then you super glue a Corelle plate upside down and another one the same way upside down, and you've just got a spinner that's beautiful and works lovely to spin your products as you do a little video. And you can make a video presentation, or just to turn it so it doesn't move when you're taking a picture. Okay, that is the plan for the fidget spinner. Now, I don't know if that would work. I mean, I know the spinner works because that's what I use. But that's the plan. You've got no use for these. You can't use them in school, but you've got a kit. And now the kit, you include the fidget spinner that you can't sell for anything because it's a write-off anyway. And you find the Corelle plates wherever, and you send them the little tube of glue, and then you give them rubber stoppers or whatever it is. Make your own. Change the plate, or have it already mounted on one side. Choose your own plate, glue it on here. Make a little kit. You've just made some sort of business. Now, I'm not saying this is good, guys. I'm just giving you an example. So you've got your idea. You've got your business plan. Your business plan in this case, because the example I'm giving is you have no money, so there is not much of a plan. But you've got your social media set up. You've got your little freebie website. You've got your little basic graphics. You've got your little video where you show this thing being made. You're going to have to do some work, okay? But you have no budget, so you do the work. Or you can pay me to do it. But you have no budget, so you do the work. I'll teach you and help you do it. So you've got it all set up. You've got it all figured out. So you go to this free website that you've created on Strikingly. Okay. You go to your... What is this? No, that's funny. Okay, yeah, no, not happening. So you make your sites, you get it all done, and after it's all done and you're good to go, you use that graphic, and you have a big funnel. You have a big funnel. Huh. You have a big funnel. Okay? You have a big funnel. So you have this big funnel from your big graphic up at the top. I'm sorry, getting messages. You have this big funnel from the big graphic up at the top. And then that's the catchphrase that you've designed your whole business around. That's telling them that you're going to use something that you've got in your closet or you don't need, and you've got lots of that work really great for this new thing, and here's a little kit to do it. And then you have to, that pitch is to get them to scroll down and find out, well, what is this great thing? So you layer them down, but you've only take them 3 steps. Here I am, this is what it is. or this is what I'm talking about. Get their interest. They open it, they scroll down to find out what it is. You don't tell them exactly yet. You say, oh, you know what these are. You know, these are bad because of this, or whatever. Or these are good because of this. Then they go, oh, yeah. Want to learn more? You want to find out what we learned? Then they have to scroll past something. You don't want them to see it on the same. You want them to scroll down. And they have to scroll past that, and it's like, bam, look what we just made. Costs $5 if you buy it from us. Okay? That is your business plan with no budget. Alrighty, guys. Well, let's get moving on here. And I'm going to go ahead and get this show over with for tonight. I think we have gone on here, and I am dropping frames right and left because we've got storms going on. And I've been on almost 1 hour, and my show limits are 1 hour. I've got 41 seconds for an hour. All right, this is towards the end of the show. This is the Helpful Tips Facebook group. I'm going to take Facebook off there, but the Helpful Tips group. This is where we normally discuss what's going on. But discussions kind of got split today. So we're not going to really talk about it. We've been talking about what's going on already. This is mostly my first run seeing how this network all works. All right, we are almost done here. We're going to go on to the next scene here. I'm not going to discuss this as time management tips. We're going to do that on the next show that I do. I'm going to show you some apps and different things that I do for time management. We're not going to do any Dragon Deals Live, so I think we are going to do the final credits here in just a moment. So we'll go back here one screen. I hope everyone is enjoying the show tonight. I'm not seeing anything. I hope everyone is enjoying the show tonight. Yeah, probably my network. Must not have signed up for the email and message system. So I think I'm going to go ahead and sign off for this evening, but I just wanted everyone to know we've got some things to work on. I've got much more coming. If you go through the Key Webco site, which I didn't do tonight, but if you go through each one of the little pages and check everything out, you should have a lot of fun. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed listening right along and on. I'll be back on next Thursday. I'm on every morning streaming from the car. And by the way, I've got all the bugs worked out. The chat works. I can see it on the screen. I couldn't see that earlier. Oh, that's Streamlabs putting that out. Yes, my bots are tracking all the stuff on all the networks here, guys, including a little bot that just popped up from Streamlabs that asks you to do a poll. If you want to do that poll, go ahead. So we got like 4 different bots tracking everything here. So I hope you enjoyed all that. I've got much more information to share. I am best reached at this time if you want to leave a message on an actual chat window and don't want to get an emails back and forth, because I don't like emails either. You can go to the Mighty Networks and contact me there. Just hit the button up at the top that says network. Join the Mighty Networks. It's free. If you are a member of private group, you would communicate with me in messages there if you wish. But there's really no reason. If I am live, I need to have a alert system. I forgot. I did not embed it yet. I'm going to have a little button that's going to glow at the that's going to float around on my page if that means that I am live at the same time that you happen to be live. I have not embedded that into my website yet. I have a long list of things to add still. But there will be like a I'm in the house button that will be showing. If I'm in the house, then you just go down to the messages at the bottom that I pay for. That's the only one I pay for, because it's in Strikingly. And do that. That's the best way, because you put your email in. I know who you are. You're a registered user. And you will get my attention. Remember what I said about Facebook at the beginning of the show. I wasted a huge amount of time towards the end. At the beginning of Facebook, I was helping thousands of people. Then I turned it off. I did my eCom Blab show, and then they changed the Blab network, so we couldn't do it anymore. So I just kind of started doing Facebook Live 6 years ago. 7 years ago, whatever it was. I just started doing Facebook Lives because I had a lot of friends that just kept bothering me with messages. So I said, I'll just stream every day. But I really backed out of huge numbers, guys. Huge numbers, because I was too busy. I was wasting entirely too much time back then, even though I was being very productive and helping a lot of people, which I enjoyed. Still do. And then as time goes on, I knew that I just couldn't keep doing that. And my business was starting to suffer. So I kind of turned it all off. I disappeared. Not really. I still did my daily stream, but that was it. I didn't do any group helps or anything for a year and a half. Then all of a sudden, some people convinced me to admin here and there. And then I was, I shouldn't have done that. So I got out of that. Well, now that I've had another week off, a week and 2 days off, I've done the work of weeks. Work it would have taken me weeks to do, I've done in a week because I wasn't doing all the other things that I do. Everything I do is automated. Everything now. At least for product marketing and all that. So I've been doing some other things. I'm going to go ahead and finish this off. Been doing some other things I'm going to fill you in on. And then we're going to sign off. The last thing that I'm going to fill you in on is the... this is tricky. If you go to keywebco.net, you're going to see all of my stores on the store tab. If you look at that, you should go look at it right after the show. I just finished. All of those. Remember the PayPal buy it buttons I was talking about for free that you could do? Well, in Shopify, you can do whole collections that way. Well, my store on Shopify, I'm really ticked off about. It's working. I made a big, nice $100 sale in there this morning. I hate the delay. It's 7 days before I get my money, but I have to pay instantly when the sale is, and it's all automatic. So I have to keep a slush fund. I don't use credit. So I have to keep a slush fund in the bank that I thought I was not going to have to do. So I'm going to have to come up with a couple $1,000s and just stick away. I have very expensive products. So I cut out today. You might still be able to locate them in the store, but they should be disappearing. All costumes, gone. Took it out. All phone cases, gone. Took it off. Those two categories and huge numbers of products, 11,000 some costumes, and I don't even know how many phone cases. Got rid of it. Why? I'm tired of paying my VA to do tagging when you have to tag not just what it is, but you have to tag the size, the brands, all that stuff. Well, I started doing the math. It's taken forever just to get some clothes done, and the costumes was a nightmare. But that's not a huge amount of things. You don't have to tag the individual names of the costumes because it's all different costumes, but the types. And that's pretty easy. It's like 4 or 5 different types. Horror, fantasy, monsters, whatever. A few types. Shouldn't have taken very long. I went and looked. It was just all primary text. Well, if it took this much money and time to do that little, I mean, there's a lot of work. I'm not saying no work was done. Huge amounts. But I can't do that. So I just deleted those products. I added 500. This is another thing that I did that was new. I added 500 products that are Chinese fulfilled, but I've done them before. Not AliExpress, can't stand them, but a different company that I have. And every order I've had from them has gotten there in about 2.5, 3 weeks, and no dramas, and very good price points. The reason I added that, and it's all in one collection. It's called Global Fashion, and everything's noted. There's only about 100 items in there, and I don't have it all done, but everything's noted that it takes longer to get. Everything else in my store you get in a week, but that one collection, the prices are considerably lower, and I added that to some of the lower income customers that I have, and I have lots. They've been complaining. They're like, "Oh, I like your stuff, but I can't afford it. You got any cheaper stuff?" I mean, they're not trying to talk me down on price. They know that it's valued. It's a little pricey, but it's good value stuff. They're not telling me they want it cheaper. There's like, I need a cheaper model. So I didn't really put cheaper models in because that would mess with my business. But I put quality models in that are a little lower grade, but they have the extended shipping time and the price is considerably less. So that is my last comment for the night. I hope you enjoyed listening to me rattle on and on and on. I'm going to find out what this drama is over here, and I've got to eat dinner. I had 2 hot dogs. That's all I've had to eat all day today, and I believe I smell something cooking, so I think it's time for a late dinner. So I will put the final credits on. I want to thank Perfect Finds for You and everyone who jumped in here. I hope you enjoyed listening to me rattle on and on and on a little bit about e-commerce. Next show will be shorter, 45 minutes. It'll be about 1 or 2 topics. We will rotate the topics. I will have a schedule up eventually. I'll probably be streaming to YouTube as well very, very soon. I will embed YouTube maybe in my websites, but probably not. I'll probably leave it Twitch. I will get the Twitch adjustments for the latency and all that done. I need to do that. I just didn't have time. I just managed to get it hooked up today. And I think we are dropping more frames right now, and I can hear, I just heard it outside. So I'm going to let you guys go. Here's the final credits. I will be on tomorrow morning. My name is Roger Keyserling. Go to keywebco.net. I will be on tomorrow morning streaming live on keywebco.net. The first one that I'm probably going to get connected to YouTube will be the show. It will not be the mobile because I'm bypassing their rules to use mobile. Everyone does. It's okay. They just you have to, you can't use theirs for mobile, but you can use others. So I think I have finally got a grasp on getting that situation fixed. I've been doing a lot of looking, but a couple of the things that I sorted on YouTube earlier today are still sorted. That would have been messed up when I checked them before. So that means some of the stuff that I have to get done about halfway through is now working. It was a quarter of the way through. Now it's half. I think the last half will be easier now that the basis for where I'm putting the code and stuff is going to work. It changed on me a little bit, and my system is really kind of complicated. I was able to use Restream, by the way, to embed. So it could be any platform that I am using. It could even be the Live or any of them that I'm using that I could embed there. I'll probably embed YouTube there eventually, but I'm going to leave it Twitch for quite a while. All right, guys. I hope people are still here and enjoying the show. It's all over now. I'm going to play the final credits. You are more than welcome to chat with me. I'm going to... Wait a minute. No. If you want to chat with me tonight, you can chat with me on the chat that is not there for you yet. I'm going to have to make you... See, I'm having a difficult time. Let me explain. I'm going to talk a little more, darn it. Let me explain one last thing. Remember I was talking about those member chat areas? I haven't exactly figured out what I want to do there. Exactly how. I mean, it's set up, good to go. I mean, the insides, that's good to go. But I can't figure out how I want to do this. It's $225 to buy a website. The minimum price or value to get the business pack bundle is $225. I don't want members of my Helpful Tips chat to have to pay me $225 once a lifetime, because once you pay that once, you're in there for life. I don't want that. I don't want people to feel like, oh, he's trying to get all this money out of me. No. Because if I'm helping you build a free website, I don't want you to have to pay $225 to have access to where I'm working on it. So, I'm trying to come up with a simple solution, and what I think I'm going to do. I think that after I have had members for a certain amount of time, and I don't know the time exactly, they'll get the lifetime membership for free. So they'll have access to the business bundle. But then, I also need a place where I can do my Zooms without actually having to have them always log into Zoom and hook up here and there and try to go. So I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to put Zoom in both places, two different sessions. But I think I'm going to make a second members only like I had before I took it off. I think I'm going to make a second members only that is for subscribing members, and then there's the business bundle. That way, anybody that pays $5.99 or whatever it is, $5 a month. Oh, and that's the other thing. It's kind of stupid for me to be putting all this stuff on Patreon and stuff. I can do it right on my website and pay nothing, lose nothing. So I get all the money except for the processing, which is what, 2%. If you use money, it's 2%. If you use PayPal, it's whatever they charge. So I would rather do that. But for now, I'm going to leave it Patreon or eCom tips. I think I'm going to make a subscriber window there. We're still dropping frames. I think I'm going to make a subscriber window there that has a more liberal access. Because once I let someone into the business bundle, I don't want to have to change that code all the time because I'll have to send emails out. It would be a pain in the butt. The other one, I could change the code and just send codes to the current members. Problem solved. I'm not messing around on Facebook. Even after Facebook, I'm going to get back on Facebook, guys. Even after I'm back on it. I'm not off. I'm just not on yet. They haven't restricted my account. Or they haven't closed my account. It's just not accessible at this time. They probably are going to, and then I'll have to do this big drama where I set up a new one. It's happened to another friend of mine, and they were hacked too, same reason. But even after I get back, I will, yes, of course, I'll do the little Facebook group. That's about it. That's about it. There'll be my personal page, and I'm not going to have friends on. I mean, I had 5,000 some before. That was too many. I'm not going to have friends on it except for the friends that are actually there to actually be friends. So I'll probably keep it very low key on Facebook. Just, oh yeah, here's my business page. Keywordput.net. That's it. And then there'll be the helpful tips group, just because Facebook is where everyone likes to be. But I want everyone on keywordput.net because I'm making it all there. Yes, you go on there now, and it's still a lot to learn, and there's all this stuff. And then I have this other network offsite. You know, that Mighty Network, I only did that for that private chat. The only thing on my website that you might not want to do is on the, even if we're in my restricted pages, in a restricted chat where they would have to actually have the URL and password and everything to get, that's still public data because it is cloud data. Mighty Network, you have special encryptions in place for that. So anything other than, you can put email addresses and all that stuff in mine, that's no big deal. But like, let's say it is your birth date, social security number, credit card numbers, because there are times when I'm exchanging information like that with people I work with, especially if I'm building their website and we're doing it where they're not paying me to do Zoom, where they can just take over for a while and I take over for a while. They don't want to pay the money, so I'm trying to help them remotely. A lot of times I just say, okay, here's my Gmail password. You can change it later. You know, here's my Gmail password. Here's whatever I need. I go set everything up. They check it out. Then they go change the password. We're good to go. Well, you would not want to do that on my website. You would want to do that in a Zoom or private message system. The message thing at the bottom of the page, that would be fine. On the public page where other group members would be watching it, you might not want to put your credit card number. So, you know what I mean? There's a difference. If you were on Mighty Network in the private channel, you could put your credit card numbers, group members could see, or whatever, but it would be totally safe there. If no reason even for warnings. I checked. I looked all over the place on all the different ones I'm using. None of them said that I needed to have any warnings or security issue things because it's cloud-based. The only way you're going to get the info is to have access to where the information even is. That's the first password to the page. Then you would actually have to get on there and you log in with your ID, or you can use your fake name or whatever. But if you actually log in, you would see it. In other words, you'd have to get there. And I don't want anyone exchanging credit card numbers or anything sensitive there. But you can talk personal stuff, just not anything that would, you know, Don't give them your social security number online on my pages. I am going to make a little note about that. I don't have to because it's in my policies and descriptions, but I'm going to make that a little public. Just trying to think of anything that people might be interested in before I get off here. All right, I guess I can talk to everyone tomorrow. I'll be on about 8:30. It's going to be horrible driving. It's going to be all frozen and nasty, I think. So, but I'm going to have my lungs drained early tomorrow. So I will be heading to the hospital tomorrow morning. So I'll see everyone then. This is not being uploaded to YouTube. I am not going to upload this one because this is not an actual show, really. I'm doing it during Showtime. Every Thursday, I will be doing a show. Next Thursday will be an actual show. If I can get YouTube activated, once I'm activated again on YouTube, showtimes go back to Tuesday and Thursday. But while I'm only on this network on my own website, I only want to be bothering people 4 times a month to come to keywebco.net and see my show. You can come in every day and see my live streams or push the Twitch button and see what I did that day or what the last 14 days. They only hold my stuff on Twitch for 14 days. That's why eventually I have to be back on YouTube, so I have my back data. Of course, this records it, but actually I'm not recording this one either. That's why I'm not going to upload it or anything. I hope everyone enjoyed the show. I'm trying to see if anyone is still chatting in here. I don't think so. Well, yeah, there's still a few people looking in there, but I'm going to let everyone go. They're not, I don't know which network that they're on. I'm going to let you guys go. Here's the final credits.